Chapter 21. I'm a monster. Although Quinn had no idea what was happening, just from looking at Peter's face he could tell it was serious. Quinn then looked behind to see Layla lying there still sleeping away. It was important for Quinn to be there when Layla woke up. He had to convince her to not tell anyone her secret, but right now it seemed like Vorden was in trouble. Quinn then thought back to the incident at the canteen. When Quinn was in trouble, Vorden stepped up to help him. Although there probably wasn't much Quinn could do to help, he wouldn't know if he didn't try. What kind of person would he be if he couldn't help Vorden now? "All right, come on," Quinn said. "Let's hurry." The two of them quickly ran through the hallways until they had finally reached the assembly hall. It was currently a large empty hall with marble flooring and a stage at the front. It hadn't been used for anything yet so far, but it was the area where the students would be called if they were to have a meeting. When the two of them entered the assembly hall, there were already multiple students there mumbling about a commotion. "Did you see what happened?" "Yeah, that guy is a monster. How could he do that?" Luckily the second-year students were here to stop him. The assembly hall was complete trashed. Craters and rubble had formed on parts of the walls and ground. Burn marks and other things were there as well, and there was even blood. Something Quinn could smell the second he had entered the room. "What happened here?" Quinn asked. "Where's Vorden?" Clearly, a fight had taken place here and Quinn feared the worst. "I don't know," Peter replied. "Me and Vorden were busy messing around practicing my Earth ability together. That's when a bunch of second years I'd never seen before came up to us asking for Vorden. Vorden told me not to worry, but of course, I worried, so I followed them. That's when I saw them take him to the assembly hall, but two of the students stood guard and wouldn't let me come inside. I didn't know what to do, so that's when I came looking for you." Quinn and Peter then went around asking the students what happened, but when they did, the students seemed to avoid the question or completely ignore them, as if they were told not to tell anyone what they had seen. While Peter continued to ask the students that were still in the hall about what happened. Quinn already knew that they wouldn't give him any more answers, so he started to do some inspecting of his own. The smell of iron in the room was thicker than anything else to Quinn, and it led him to an area where dried up could be seen on the floor. Inspect. Name: Vorden Blade. Race: human. Blood type: O negative. Quinn started to inspect the battle scene and found more traces of blood, but when he used the inspect skill on them, it wouldn't show him any information at all. It would only show, "Do I have to use the inspect skill on them in person?" Quinn thought. It was a shame the blood on the floor had already dried up, otherwise, Quinn would have used the syringe he had on hand. Just then, Peter had finished questioning everyone and returned to Quinn. "It doesn't look like anyone wants to talk," Peter said. "Figures, let's just head back to our dorm, who knows, he might have returned." The two of them then headed back to the dorm room together, and when they entered, they were surprised to actually see Vorden already there. However, something wasn't right. Vorden wasn't his regular self. Just by looking at him, Quinn and Peter could tell he had been in a rough fight. Bruises and scuff marks everywhere, large cuts on his back. He looked like he had been in a tough battle. Not only that, but Vorden didn't even greet them when the two entered. The Vorden they had come to know was not the same Vorden right now. Vorden just stayed there lying down on his bed. "Vorden, what happened? Is everything all right?" Peter asked. "Yeah, just leave me be, I'll be fine," Vorden said. "If you stay near me you will just get hurt anyway." "What are you talking about, Vorden?" Peter shouted. "Look at you, you have to go to the doctor's office. Come on, let's go." "Just leave me alone please," Vorden said quietly. "Quinn, come on, say something, he needs to go to the doctor's office, right?" But as Peter turned around to seek support from Quinn, Quinn was nowhere to be seen. "Even he thinks I'm a monster," Vorden mumbled to himself. Just outside the dorm room, Quinn was leaning up against door, panting hard and sweating. Although he had no reaction when looking at people anymore, it was different when he saw Vorden. Vorden still had fresh cut marks all over his body and the smell coming off him was strong. Suddenly Quinn felt like he had a craving for a little bit of blood. It was something he could control. It wasn't like last time where his body had taken over, but it had brought back bad memories for him and he was a little afraid of what might have happened. I really need to find out what's going on with this strange system ability I have. Then a thought came into his head. There was a pending problem that he still hadn't dealt with. Although Vorden was acting strange right now, Quinn knew he was safe. Whatever problems Vorden were dealing with now, would just have to wait. Every second wasted meant there was a chance for Layla to wake up, and who knew what would happen when she did. Just then at the same time in the doctor's office, in the corner, at the back of the room, Layla slowly started to open her eyes. Huh, what happened? Layla said, where am I? As Layla looked around the room, she started to rub her neck and at the same time images had flashed through her head of what had happened at the library. She remembered everything.